Even we are just 90-something years, like 6 days. That is 6 days, that's what is doing. My case is different than a mature woman.
Hello. Please, maybe the recording can just stop for now, please. Let's just take a position and see what will happen.
They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have any.
What they say when they leave our money to account?
These people we are just 90-something years, like 6 days. Like 6 days, that's what is doing. My case is different than a mature woman.
Then if you turn around and then look at all these other faces, right? Okay, I will leave that for now. Let's go further. In Nigeria, there is, David Lammy, I don't know if he's still there or if he's left, who happened to be the Labour government secretary, foreign officer secretary, so to say. It's like the foreign affairs minister for the UK, who was in Nigeria for the past 2-3 days. And he met with Tifnumbu, just as he also met with Sonweiku. He also met with Tugad, the Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs. And
it's on my desk, and yes, I'll pretend that I'm the Lagos government.
So to them, Nigeria is a long time partner. And after meeting with the drug baron, Tifnumbu, he granted a presser. First, Tugat, and then Lammy.
Of the United Kingdom, esteemed members of the UK delegation, directors, senior officials, ladies and gentlemen of the press, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this is my distinct pleasure to welcome the Right Honorable David Lammy, Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom, on this significant occasion, his first official visit to Nigeria and to Africa in his current role. This visit marks an important milestone in the long-standing relationship between Nigeria and the United Kingdom, a relationship rooted in shared history and mutual respect. This historic visit underscores our commitment to enhancing our bilateral relations and strengthening our cooperation on shared priorities. I am pleased to announce today the establishment of a strategic partnership between our two countries, which will facilitate greater collaboration through 6 key pillars: growth and jobs, enhanced national security cooperation, ensuring the safety, security, and dignity of our citizens, strengthening our international cooperation, a modernized development partnership, and sustained people-to-people links. Our partnership with the United Kingdom will help Nigeria to achieve key objectives and priorities outlined in the Tinubu Doctrine of 4D Diplomacy and the administration's 8-point agenda. By advancing our economic ties through investments and trade, we can unlock substantial growth for both nations. As we formalize our strategic partnership, this visit serves as a testament to the strength of the Nigeria-UK relations, representing a solid foundation for a renewed relationship based on respect, equality, and mutual interests. We welcome this new chapter of our relationship, knowing that by tapping into the strengths of our peoples, we can achieve greater prosperity and security for both our great nations, as well as a safer and more stable world. I thank you very much.
Now, the foreign policies of these countries, like the United Kingdom, United States, they are not in the interest of the people, especially for Africa. They are not in the interest of the people in Africa. And that is why they will mingle with election riggers, dictators, coup plotters, and the rest. As long as their own interest is protected, their people can be subjected to the most inhumane treatment ever, the same that can never repeat itself here. Their institutions in Africa can be so compromised and destroyed, they don't care. What really matters, and it doesn't matter the color of the skin of that person representing any of these countries. What really matters to them is their own interest. Okay? The Foreign Office of the UK, or UK Foreign Office, where you have the Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, is there to continue the tradition of criminality, the tradition of exploitation, the tradition of corruption that existed between the UK and Nigeria and the ruiners of Nigeria. Their cooperation doesn't include, right, forcing the hands of the criminals in Nigeria to do right by their people. What they come around to do is to come and, sort of double check or verify. Should we use to confirm that whatever exploitation that is going on, the exploitation of our people there that is going on remains. And this is what they call the bilateral relationship. A British national, Nnamdi Kanu, has been in detention illegally in Nigeria. And the Foreign Office in the UK, they've repeatedly pretended, is that they will pretend that it is not happening or it doesn't really exist, or better still, they will tell you how incapacitated they are, how powerless they are. Everything else they wanted from that contraption, they always get. I don't know if any of you knows that the UK government have a special fund for the criminal police in Nigeria. I don't know if you know that. In fact, for years, UK government, the UK Foreign Office, they've made funds available, right, for the notorious, murderous SARS in Nigeria, including the training. In fact, they were paying the salaries of the SARS officers in Nigeria. SARS officers who are killing people, basically killing people in Nigeria, kidnapping people in Nigeria. Their salaries at some point were not being paid by Nigeria. It was UK government that was paying them. Yeah, you heard me right. Equipment, which is weapons, trainings, and even salaries of this murderous police elite group called SARS in Nigeria. And despite all of the recorded atrocities of SARS, the UK government never cut funding of SARS until Boko Haram now sort of changed name, and they changed them to, is it called SARC or something? They gave them another name. And up till now, there is no word from the UK government on the atrocities of SARS in Nigeria. Here is what David Lammy said after Tugat.
I'm here to listen very much, not to tell. I'm here to support long-term growth, not offer short-term fixes. And I'm here to forge a genuine partnership based on mutual respect. The last Labour government that was headed by Tony Blair and Gordon Brown had a very deep and sincere commitment to the continent of Africa, but that was over 20 years ago. And today it falls to this new government led by Keir Starmer and supported by myself to renew that partnership, looking at the challenges today. And the challenges today are about growth, seizing the opportunities and the vibrancy that exists here in this wonderful continent and certainly in this wonderful country. And that's why I wanted to strike a new tone from the outset. We've agreed a new UK-Nigeria strategic partnership. This is the first time that the United Kingdom and Nigeria have chosen to elevate our bilateral relationship to such a strategic level. It's an overarching framework for our relationship, covering the breadth of things that we do together, from growth and jobs to national security issues, to tackling the climate and nature crisis, to strengthening our terrific people-to-people ties with so many Nigerians, part of the diaspora, knowing the United Kingdom also as their home and with extended family in the United Kingdom. And in a volatile world, I believe that we will cement our historic friendship with Nigeria that enables us to pursue shared goals together. Nigeria is the first country I've visited in Africa as Foreign Secretary because of the importance I place on our relationship. This includes, of course, the people-to-people, many people. I've grown up with many Nigerians in the North London constituency of Tottenham that I represent, but the potential also to increase our trade over time and our shared Commonwealth membership and our cooperation on international security issues. My short time here in Lagos and Abuja have reinforced my belief in the strength of our connections. I've seen the vibrancy of our artistic connections at ArtX in Lagos. I've had a sense of the huge creativity, the artistic hub that this country has become. I've discussed how together British and Nigerian businesses will drive economic growth for both of our nations and how we can leverage the City of London for more equity, more capital for Nigerian big business. And I've seen investment in Nigeria, how investment can support cleaner and greener, cheaper energy at a time when there are many Nigerians excluded from having energy at all. And I want to thank President Tinubu and Foreign Minister Tuga once again for their very warm welcome, for the partnership that I think we're already forging. And I hope that we'll be able to reciprocate this visit to London and the UK in the very near future. Thank you.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Because you know something, he is not there to promote any bilateral trade or bilateral whatever nonsense. He is just there to further what is called what I believe is the exploitation of the contraption. If they were there for bilateral this or that, it will be making announcements. Announcements like, we have brought to this, I've brought with me interested investors. Here you get. He says something about they are interested in Nigeria's artistic, exploit. Yeah, like that. No. What they are interested in is what can they take from that contraption that will benefit the United Kingdom. Your crude oil, okay. Gas, okay. Maybe human capital exploitation as well. But did they bring anything into Nigeria? Like, oh yeah, I came here with an investment of over 10 billion pounds sterling from this, from that, who are here to invest in this sector, in that sector. They don't go to Africa with that. No. They get red carpets in Africa, wherever they go in Africa, so that they can go into the inner room and have a chat with the politicians there and talk about, at least if they still have any businesses there, to kind of come around and say, well, we are here because, for example, I'm just using this as an example now. When Shell used to still be in Nigeria before they sold their stake, right? Okay, we are here because Shell is interested in so oil block, and the UK government wants us to come and kind of smoothen the whole arrangement. Would you please make me meet the, or better still, there to sell you more weapons? Because anything from that, I mean, apart from that, you can't really pinpoint what exactly is that bilateral agreement that they are bringing in. Because if somebody like a foreigner from the foreign office, foreign secretary visits your country, probably is there, is supposed to be there with some investment, that be, because that's what you need. That is what Nigeria needs. How many London businesses are finding different sectors in Nigeria to invest in? How many of them did travel with David to Nigeria? How many? But you will see him with the embassy staff, where they, with their own job, is to continue to exploit you, promise you visa that you will never get, pay them visa fee, pay that fee, make all that money, denying you all the visa, never refund you any of that money, then ship the money back here to the UK, exploit them for as much as you can. There's nothing they're adding to you, nothing. Well, maybe for the political class, they can have a relationship that will make it their, you know, shipping their loot out of Nigeria pretty much smoother. David met with the druggist Ifnumbu, an international drug dealer, certificate forger, election rigger, with the worst human rights record, a human rights abuser, something they can't try here in the UK, talk less of them getting away with it. They can't. They are there to further give back into wood, their police, to further, I mean, to keep brutalizing you. So to say, I tried, because I actually checked everything, that all his activities, except for the areas where he was meeting all these criminal politicians and then, you know, having photo shoots with them and all of that stuff. There is actually no real investment he brought with him coming to Nigeria. Nothing. He didn't bring anything. But he got all the amazing welcome arrangement. He was able to even meet with your president, the drug dealer. Because we just spoke about the UK now, let's go to the America. The Donald Trump's win is now being considered as the greatest political comeback ever. And just like the UK, America has nothing good in stock for you in Nigeria or Africa per se. We've had different kind of mixed feelings, so to say, like different feelings, reactions to what Donald Trump's comeback would be like. I have my own hypothesis too. We have had, you know, in America, the way I have actually studied them, you see the Democrats that I kind of love to call the demonic rats, evil people, so to say. Sorry if you're a Democrat watching this broadcast. I hope you don't take this personal, and if you have to take it personal as well, well, so be it. Take it wherever personal you want to, okay? The emergence of APC, Egbekegbe, in Nigeria, the destruction of, what do you call it, of the Sahel region, starting from Libya, orchestrated by this evil Democrat of America, led by Barack Obama, will remain and continue to leave a destructive mark in the history and the lives of everyone who has become a victim of that, what do you call it, of that Libya invasion, to what led to the invasion of Nigeria political space, the interference in Nigerian politics, the destruction of Nigeria, which gave birth to this APC, Egbekegbe, and to whatever we are dealing with today. Normally, we all agree that American foreign policy, especially to Africa, is the same, whether it is Democrats or Republican and all of that. It is an easy sort of escapist argument, so to say. But the effect of what the Democrats did to some of these African countries, their CIA, their other, what do they call them again? I think they have a name, not states also, no. They have a name for this particular group of evil people whose agenda is either planning coup in Africa, right? Disrupting any kind of a good governance anywhere in Africa, or destroying their economy. We call them the economic, economic hitmen, where different people that they have a compromise on have been either used to destabilize their countries, or they are being, used to actually take power in their different countries that will further, or has further kept most part of Africa totally in ruins, especially Nigeria. To an American, to a Nigerian, probably a Nigerian living in America, Donald Trump win probably means something else to him. And that is your own cup of tea. That's your business. It's not my business, okay? But what does the comeback of Donald Trump means for a country like Nigeria and so many other countries that the demonic rats have done so well to alter their their progress, their growth, and their safety? It means one thing. Simply means that for now, those somebody like Anthony Blinken has been like flying everywhere, all right, dropping dropping their evil their evil fruits all over the place, right? It will end up disappearing, that you won't see him again. Some of them as well, who have been possibly planted in Africa with somebody like Trump, they would actually have to either disappear forever as well, or even end up in jail, so to say, with what they have done, in and out of the America and all that. American Democrats halter the progress of Nigeria, and that is unforgivable. I've had people who have come here and have said that they didn't force people to rig your election. They didn't force you to vote for APC and the rest of that. It's very easy to say. In fact, it is kind of very much like a pedestrian. But to those of us who actually knows better, especially using the instruments of their country, the powerful America, to spread that intimidation that eventually culminated into the emergence of APC, Egbekegbe, and to the damages and ruins that APC have caused to Nigerians and the generations. In fact, generations that are yet unborn that are going to meet all of this. Their actions are always unforgivable. Donald Trump is somebody who is more interested in America. And that's good for people like me when you talk about their foreign policies, so to say. Is someone who is likely, those people that would do, who is likely not going to give a damn about who is your president or who is not your president, so to say. So we have had the interference of America in our lives and in our economy. In fact, in the division that we have witnessed as a people up to this point, the negligence, the encouragement, the enablement of the evil people. You know, America usually presents itself as the police of the world. You know, they are the people who can arrest any bad behavior, until a lot of us now grew up to realize that that is actually not true. Yeah, they protect their interests as much as you would say. When the people of Niger Republic, when they've had enough of one of the American puppets, who was their president, a man that boldly rigged an election, right? Jailed his own oppositions. Bazoum got removed by his own security men. America did everything. Democrat, they did everything to get him reinstated. To the point that the drug dealer, the Chicago heroin trafficker, that is now the president of Nigeria, was blackmailed. I mean, I can use the word blackmail, was blackmailed into almost starting a war